You ever just get tired of the format getting worse and worse and worse, with mindless skills playing the game for you while also punishing your opponent for playing the game at all? Hand trap spam galore because we have way too many of them now. And also cancer traps being cancer traps to where your opponent generates advantage off of you playing the game at all, to the point where you just want to make everybody suffer the same pain you felt while trying to go through all this with Synchron and to that end Synchro stuff in general. That's what we have going on here. Hey guys, Sonic Smash Bros here, and I'm going to be honest with you, I never wanted to profile this in the first place, and I really still don't, but I do keep saying that there's a lot of stuff in this format that's just a massive problem, so what better way to show that than to show it directly? Let's actually take a look at Blue Eyes and show where all the problems lie. So of course, I have to talk about the elephant in the room, Battle Chronicle. Well, the first elephant in the room, but anyway. During this duel, you can normal summon or set Chronicle Magician or a normal monster with 2500 attack or defense without tributing, but you cannot normal or special summon any effect monsters with levels except for light or dark spellcaster type monsters and light dragon type monsters. You can use the following effect once per turn on a turn where Chronicle Sorceress or a level 7 or higher monster is normal or fusion summoned. Add one Successor Soul or one quick play spell card that mentions Dark Magician or Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, and send one non-effect monster with a different name than the monsters on your field and in your graveyard from your deck or extra deck to your graveyard. Pretty simple when you actually look at how it works. So let's start things off with the one Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon. I know a lot of people play two. I just think one is all you really need. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by revealing a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only special summon Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon once per turn this way. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it, and this card cannot attack during the turn this effect is activated. So, you're going to be using this effect quite a lot, at least when you're going second. Going first, you're just using this to make an Xyz. We do have the one artifact, Lancia. I mainly put this in here for the mirror match. You can set this card from your hand to your spell and trap zone as a spell card. During your opponent's turn, if this set card in the spell and trap zone is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon it. Actually, you have to special summon it, but we can't. Anyway, that's not what it's here for. During your opponent's turn, you can tribute this card from your hand or face up from your field. Neither player can banish cards for the rest of this turn, and this is a quick effect. Yeah, this is all Lancia is here for, but it's really good for the mirror match, it's really good in the Cosmics. And I forget the other relevant thing that banishes, I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Boral Dragonlane. Forgot about that for a moment. Anyway, triple Dragon Spirit of White, because for some reason we can normal summon this thing. This card is always treated as a Blue Eyes card, and it's treated as a normal monster while in the hand or graveyard. Yeah, I don't know why we can normal summon this, but I get the cards state it's a normal monster in the hand, but still. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and banish it. During either player's turn, if your opponent controls a monster, you can tribute this card and special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So this can get around effect failure too. The one normal monster, Black Luster Soldier. An OCG card actually, but we got it here before the TCG did. Very interesting. But it's in here for a reason. You'll see why when we get to it. Of course, the main event, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yes, I have two of the original art. I know one was given out with Blue Eyes Alternative when that was going on, but I forget when the other one was. So if anyone knows, let me know, because I'm actually interested where I even got the second one. I don't even know. And of course, if I can get a third, it's going in here. Purely because it's Seto Kaiba. What do you expect? Anyway, that's it for monsters. On to spells, starting with 2 Successor Soul. Tribute one effect monster, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. Then special summon one level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck. You can only activate one Successor Soul per turn, and you can only attack with one monster during the turn you activate this card. Double Ultimate Fusion. During the main phase, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as material. By shuffling the fusion materials listed on it from your hand, field and or graveyard into the deck. Then you can destroy face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragon and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon used from the field as material. 1 Ultimate Fusion per turn. So, unfortunately, this is not a free-to-play deck. You do need double Ultimate Fusion, and right now it's not in Dream Tickets. It will be later, probably, don't worry. Anyway, double Melody of Awakening Dragon. This really needs to go to Limit 3. Discard 1 card. Add up to 2 Dragon-type monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Bingo Machine Go! Double up once again. Reveal 3 cards in your deck that each meets at least one of the criteria listed below, and your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand, and you shuffle the rest into the deck. You can only activate this once per turn. The requirements are either a Blue Eyes monster, or a spell or trap that specifically lists the card Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, except for Bingo Machine Go. As for traps, I really hate having to use this, but like I said, it's time to show exactly what the problem is. Crackdown. Activate by targeting one face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of that monster. While you control that monster, it cannot attack or activate effects. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Of course, if this gets removed from the field, the monster goes back to whoever the original owner was. But even so, it's Crackdown. It is a problem. I really still believe this card should be banned, but nonetheless. Would you believe me if I said I got this on accident while going for Cyber Skagit? But anyway. The 1 compulsory evacuation device. Target a monster on the field, return it to the hand. I know Crackdown is better in this situation to have 2 Crackdowns, but A, I only have the 1, and B, I kind of like compulsory anyway. It can actually be a nice utility to bounce your own monster back if it's getting targeted by something. And of course, the Treacherous Trap Hole. If you have no trap cards in your graveyard, target 2 monsters on the field, destroy those targets. Now, this is our Limit 1 slot. If you don't run this and you run a different Limit 1, you would probably run like 2 Crackdown, 1 compulsory, or just go triple Crackdown because, you know, Crackdown Successor Soul is actually stupid. But onto the extra deck, we have Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. At the end of the damage step, if this is the only face-up card you control and this fusion summoned card attacked, you can send 1 Blue Eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This card can attack again in a row. You can use this effect up to twice per turn. During the player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue Eyes monster you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. So it has a little bit of utility when it goes down, but it's mainly used to just be a massive beat stick that can swing multiple times. Dragon Master Knight. I never thought we'd have a use for this. And then they gave us a Blackluster Soldier normal monster. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card gains 500 attack for each Dragon-type monster you control except for this card. So this can hit up to 6,500 attack if you really go there, but the most I've ever gotten was 6,000. It's still a massive beat stick. It's still really useful because we are milling Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Now, I have summoned this as a meme. The only reason you ever have to summon regular Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is as a meme when you know you are going to win anyway. Other than that, you strictly stick to Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Never actually summon this thing. Let it be sent to the graveyard by the skill effect pretty much every time. But make sure you always do Blackluster Soldier first and not Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I've seen people draw into the 1 Blackluster Soldier, and it sucks when that happens. And lastly, for fusions at least, Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending the above monsters you control to the graveyard, in this case 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. And in this case, you do not use polymerization, and this card cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be destroyed by battle. And this card can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. At the end of the damage step, when this card attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed by the battle, you can banish it. On to Xyz with number 107, Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Once per battle phase, at the start of your battle phase, you can detach one Xyz material / overlay unit from this card, negate the effects of all of the face-up monsters currently on the field. Also, their attack and defense becomes their original attack and defense. During the battle phase, if you activated this effect this turn, each time an opponent's card effect resolves, this card gains 1000 attack until the end of the battle phase. Also, it can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. So essentially, if your opponent has something planned for you, you can utilize this to get multiple attacks. But the on-field negate actually comes up in a couple of matchups, but most notably, Sun Avalon. On occasion, it comes up against Dark Fluid, depending on if they go the Honeybot Quantum Dragon route, or something like that. But it is actually really useful. It's so good at what it does, to where it doesn't come up very often, it rarely ever comes up at all, but it's nice to have as a just in case, because we don't need our full extra deck. So, this is my tech card of choice. If you want to use your Limit 1 slot in Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand and you play more Limit 3s in the main deck, go ahead, do it. It's actually a really good option. Dingirsu, the Orchis of the Evening Star. You can only special summon Dingirsu once per turn. You can also Xyz summon this card by using an Orchis Link monster you control as material. If a card or cards you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach one Xyz material / overlay unit from this card instead. If this card is special summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Send one card your opponent controls to the graveyard, and attach one of your banished machine type monsters to this card as material. We don't have machines, so this is just a graveyard pop, essentially. It's non-targeting removal, it's just really good at what it does. It's just nice to have. It comes up more often than you think. And of course, the other problem, another one that really should have been banned a long time ago, number 68, Sanafond the Sky Prison. Gains 100 attack and defense for each monster in both graveyards. Once per turn, you can detach one material / overlay unit from this card. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects, which I always forget about, but that's not the problem here. Also, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyards at all. Yeah, this is busted. And of course, induct the World Chalice Dragon. During your main phase, you can normal summon a World Chalice monster in addition to your normal summoner set once per turn. At the start of a damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster this card points to, you can destroy that monster. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a World Chalice monster from your hand. You never actually use any of these effects. This is just here for Successor Soul if you can only summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. If you have it and Dragon Spirit of White, always prioritize the Blue Eyes if you're going first. You want to hold Dragon Spirit of White for back row. So that's it for the deck. No Cosmics, no Lances, none of the usual stuff I normally run. Yeah, like I said, I'm showing what the problem is here, in full. I will, however, talk about Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand as an alternative card because, as I mentioned, it is a really good option. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach one Xyz material / overlay unit from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field. This turn, its effects are negated, but it's unaffected by other card effects. So, if you want to use this as your Limit 1 slot, and use just a third Limit 3 card in the main deck, go right ahead. It is actually a nice option to have. I just prefer going Treacherous Trap Hole personally. So, that's it for that. Let's get on to the replays, shall we? Hey. I think it's these two that are the bonus replays, and then the rest is the climb proper. If I've got this right. Yeah, I kind of just blitzed this without really caring, because it's freaking Blue Eyes. I'm sick of seeing it, and, well, time to show why. Of course, I'm gonna meme here, but you'll get my point.
Is your only option.
So,
No chance.
fun little fact here. To this day, I have yet to lose the Battle Chronicle mirror.
Challenge me. Here we go. I will destroy you until there's
I will
nothing
fully
left
admit
of
I have
you.
lost to Blue Eyes Dimension once because that skill is also dumb in its own right. Blue Eyes Synchro is something I might do for fun
Blue Eyes White
with DSOD Kaiba, mainly because it's supposed to be Blue Eyes Dimension is in Dimension Duel, so I figure it's only fitting that DSOD Kaiba gets to use this version of it. So here we go.
I set a card. I ate my turn.
So,
Make your move.
add Successor Soul, and yet doesn't freaking
I add the card you choose.
make Imduck, right? So I'm just sitting here thinking he has to have Crackdown.
I activate my spell card. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. Emerge. Dragon Spirit of White's effect. What a mistake. I'll use my second.
Well, I guessed right on the Crackdown.
Activate a continuous. I'll pulverize. Here I come. I specials from my hand. I activate a quick play spell. I fusion summon a monster.
Yep. This is what we're doing.
Witness the incredible creature of unsurpassed power. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Yeah, I'm memeing at this point, because at this point I know for a fact one card is Successor Soul. The other is probably just something else altogether. It's just over. I'm pretty sure it's Ultimate Fusion too, by the way, so... Unless he happened to have a Blue Eyes in hand, which he clearly didn't.
Face down. Battle. Game over. Prepare for annihilation. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Attack. Neutron Blast attack.
Note this is the only time you will ever actually see this. Yeah, this is a rarity, but I decided to meme, because I knew it was over.
My tech even surprises me. You could never defeat a duelist with talent.
Man, I hope he at least says the line once, or I might just re-record the whole thing. Oh, man. Like, he's got to say the line at least once, but I don't know if he's going to say it here. I know there's one where he definitely won't say it because it's a special interaction. So, 15 win streak. He's probably playing Battle
There's
Chronicle.
only one champion. Let's see how you measure.
Yep.
Let's see if you have the cards.
So, remember how I said Lancia can come up in the mirror match? You're gonna see why.
And my duel. Get ready. The spell card. Bingo machine.
Now, I Bingo Machine go for a Dragon Spirit of White, but get rid of it with Melody because, in hindsight, the other two cards were too important to give up.
Here I come. I special. Not a single. I'll pull.
Now, here, I actually don't go number 68. This is normally where you'd want to go Felgrand
My turn. I
if you
draw
were playing it,
from my hand.
because this is not going to be a matchup where number 68 really matters.
Let's go. I special summon a monster. You think that'll work?
Yeah, try me.
Not a single card.
And also, yeah, both the classic Blue Eyes artworks and this one here have their own summon animations.
Let's go. I summon a monster in attack. My monster's effect activates. I was expecting that. My monster's effect.
And this is where Lancia actually comes in clutch.
I set a card. I end my turn. Get ready. Draw. I set battle. Blue Eyes. Just what I was waiting for. To your enemy. Let's go. I special summon a monster. I Blue Eyes. Lay waste to your enemy. What? I've completed another flawless turn. My turn.
Well,
Here's my face down card. I know just what I need. I fusion summon a monster. Here comes my. I set a card face down. I set a card. See how you like this. My monster's effect activates.
Yeah, sure. DD Crow, my other blue eyes. I don't care. I have another one.
I fusion summon a monster. My turn is done. Not a single card. I'll pull from my hand.
And so, this is actually how Dragon Master Knight actually comes up.
Here I come. I fusion summon a monster. Battle. You're finished.
Summon it only to swing with blue eyes, because that is totally the Kaiba thing to do. And he didn't say it, but oh well. Now be warned to those of you who haven't seen Zexal yet, this skill that's going to show up first for this climb is actually a spoiler. Because we're into the climb proper. This took about 10, 11 attempts or so, mainly because I just kept getting bad hands. That happens from time to time. It's not entirely consistent, especially in this current format, but it's still a beast. Definitely would have taken me like 70 with Synchron at this point.
There's only one champion, and that's me.
I never expected I had to use this against you.
Let's see if
I
you
just
have the
noticed
cards
Dumont has
to
different colored
challenge
eyes, and I
me.
never noticed that.
Here we go.
It is destiny for us to duel.
Duel. Here I go. I activate my spell card. The Melody of Awakening Dragon. I'll play this. Not a single card can stand up to me.
So this is actually a pretty good opening hand.
Have no chance. I set a card face down.
In this case, we know we're dealing with Star Seraph, so prioritize Ultimate Fusion over Successor Soul in this
You will not
case.
stop me from exit my draw. Only my special technique. Rise up. Come out.
Not so.
Let's just get rid of them right away.
Here's my
Set your eye. When Star Seraph Scepter is summoned, its effect activates. I am left with no choice. I will show you the true power of the 7 Varian Emperors. Varian Battlemore. Tomorrow, the protector of Varian World. Come out!
You think that'll
And we'll just crack down the Sage. And he didn't say it again there. I don't know what even. But this is the one I'm pretty sure where I know he's not going to say it, because we have a bit of a classic here. Yeah, you ever get sick of seeing this during the trial deck challenges? Back when those were a thing?
There's only one champion, and that's me.
This is my key to victory.
Every duel I've fought has led up to this moment. The moment I finally take down Yugimoto and regain my top dueling status. Let the epic battle begin!
Kaiba, I will defeat you.
Duel! Get ready!
So here we go.
Not a single...
This hand admittedly sucks,
I set a card. I set. Here
but I choose to go the back row
I
route.
special summon a monster. I end
Here
my
I
turn.
go. I drop from my hand. I activate now.
Unfortunately, that Night Beam is also going to turn off Treacherous Trap Hole.
Effect activates.
See how you like this.
And so, I kind of just had to gamble. Thankfully, he did not have a Blue Eyes.
Let the game. I set this.
Anti-fusion.
Get ready. Draw. I set. Battle. Blue eyes. Late waste turn. I've completed
refuse to
another flawless
lose.
turn.
My turn. I still. That's the end.
And yeah, he just kind of bricked for some reason. I don't know how, I don't know why, but...
Game over. My monster attacks.
Lost.
Now you will call me the king of games.
Well, yeah, that happened. So, Darksigner Callan means one of two things. Either this guy is playing Fleeting Hand with Infernally, or he's being carried by an Archive skill.
There's only one chance.
Let the show begin!
In this case, Zombie Synchro.
Let's see if you
But
have
we
the
hard
courage
shut
to
that
challenge
off.
me.
You're about to see why number 68 is a massive problem.
The spell card. Bingo machine. Go! I add the card.
So I actively try to get Ultimate Fusion, thankfully succeed.
The melody of awakening, dragon. Here I come. I special summon.
And remember how I said to prioritize Blue Eyes instead of Dragon Spirit going first?
I'll pull.
We're gonna do that here.
Watch closely. I exceed summon a monster. I set a card.
Set our back row. Number 68 is gonna prevent
I end
special summoning from the graveyard, which essentially turns off Zombie Synchro entirely.
I draw. Here I go. I activate my monster's effect.
Yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want, I don't care.
I set a card. I won't let you off the hook that easy.
my monster's
end my
effect.
turn.
Active. Here's my face down card. I active.
I will crush you in our rematch.
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Yes, he actually said it, thank you! Oh, yes! I don't know why he scooped there, by the way. One of those could have been IDP for all we know, but I essentially locked him out of the game. And even if I didn't lock him out of the game, I literally could have done Lancia on the next turn, assuming he somehow survived. Yeah, number 68 is busted. It really just needs to go. So, yet another Battle Chronicle mirror. Yeah, I was running into Battle Chronicle a lot in the successful attempt. A good number of the failed attempts were ruined by one of two things. Star Seraph, or just bad hands.
Whatever your reason for dueling me. Duel! Here I go.
Neoshu Bell, for the most part, also just kind of hard counters this.
The melody of awakening, dragon.
The souls of my dragons guide a new one to me. Come on out. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
Yeah, I will say this. Neoshu Bell is just a terrible matchup for Blue Eyes. It's a terrible matchup for most decks, honestly. Now, granted, Synchron also has one of the best times into this because we have Crystal Wing. Same with Speedroid, actually, but still.
The light from my dragon erases the shadows. Let's go, Blue Eyes. I set a... I end my...
Now, he does have Ulti Fusion, which is annoying, but I do top deck Bingo Machine.
I add the card you choose to my hand. I activate my spell card.
Pitch BLS.
Awakening Dragon. Emerge. Dragon Spirit of White's up. Now, activate. I flip over my set card. Fusion Summon. Show you.
I'll pull. I'll play this. I special summon a monster. From my hand over my set. I activate a quick play spell.
I activate a
Watch
continuous
closely.
trap.
I fusion summon a monster.
So, there goes that.
Battle. Don't blink. You won't escape.
Unfortunately, he had yet another crackdown, which is really annoying.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Think that'll
Attack.
work on me.
White
I reveal
Lightning.
my face down card.
If you're wondering, I was not confident in
Draw. Not a
getting
single
Dragon
card can
Spirit.
stand up to me. You have no chance. From my hand, I activate a quick play spell. I'll play this. I fusion summon a monster. I set. Will now bat.
But with that, Dragon Master Knight actually is what takes this game.
I let a copy maybe defeat me? You could never defeat a duelist with talent.
Talent or a broken skill? Yeah, I'm still a bit salty about having to do this, but, well, it actually works out. So the final game was actually really interesting because I got to see this for the very first time. Chronomaly is back with a brand new skill. And while it is an interesting skill, from what I played of this game, it feels like Chronomaly kind of has the same problem it did previously. You're gonna see what I mean.
I'll show you what I can really do.
There can only be one winner.
I have to be
Duel! Get ready.
The spell card. Bingo machine. Go!
I add the card you choose to my hand. I activate my spell card.
So I pretty much do the same thing I usually do.
Let's do this.
In hindsight, I should have gone and searched for Blue Eyes and then pitched to search the other two Blue Eyes, but then I would have had nothing left, so... Go the Successor Soul route.
Here I come. I exceed summon a monster. My monster's effect. I end my turn.
I draw. From my hand, I activate. Ah!
Galaxy Cyclone gets rid of Successor Soul, unfortunately.
Chronomaly Crystal Bone summoned itself. Chronomaly Tuspa Rocket's effect activates. I send a Chronomaly to the grave to lower.
So yeah, Treacherous Trap Hole had to be activated there.
That ends my turn.
And so since he couldn't keep two monsters on the field, we're in the same position we were already in.
From my hand, I activate a quick play spell. Watch closely.
So as usual, Dragon Master Knight, you know the drill.
I set. Will nap game over. My monster
That won't
attacks
work
your life
against
points
me.
directly.
I was gonna finish this with Dragon Master Knight, but, well, Treacherous Trap Hole, and he knew about the destruction prevention. So...
Chronomaly Crystal Stone.
See how you like this.
How are you able to overcome the power of my crest?
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Hey! He said it at the end, too. Let's go. But yeah, no. At that point, Blue Eyes would have been the one to finish it, fittingly enough. Either way, thank God, it's over. I can go back to Synchron. So, if you can't tell with Blue Eyes, there's a reason it's so freaking busted. There's a reason it's so strong. There's a reason why I've been saying for a while we've needed to dial back the format since the Tachyon Dragon Domination era. Yeah, this all speaks for itself. So, now you guys see exactly what makes Battle Chronicle, what makes Blue Eyes, and what makes other skills similar to this, like Borreload Link, the new Star Seraph skill, things like that. Just a massive problem. The way they are designed really just... it's mindless. Skills have lost their way in terms of what they were designed for. They used to be add-ons to already existing strategies, not just hard enablers. Now again, theoretically, you could run it like this. Let's see here. Exceeds. Like, yeah, theoretically, you could run it like this. And that's also good, but I don't personally. So yeah, either way, Blue Eyes, I think it shows why I've been saying for a while that this format needs to be dialed back pretty heavily. And I feel like I've accomplished showing just that. So I'm at least satisfied with how I managed to perform with this. And I do definitely have a lot to say about Blue Eyes in general. That's just a case of, how do I put this? You can't win either way. It's either you have to deal with stuff like this on a regular, or you have to play stuff like this on a regular. And me being the Synchron guy, and then Synchro stuff in general, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of having to do this, but at the very least, it works out. Blue Eyes in and of itself is fun to mess around with for me. Like, if I'm really bored that day. But in terms of actually climbing with it, if I can avoid doing it, I will. Not because of it, being bad. It's obviously really, really, really good. I just have my own personal preferences, my own personal, I guess pride is the best way to describe it, because you know me as, the Synchron guy. You know me as the guy who will generally do Synchro stuff as a whole, and generally try to avoid other stuff like this. But here, I just think for the time being, this was actually a good opportunity to show what made Blue Eyes such a problem, why its general design is still a problem, and why as a whole, I think Duel Links needs to dial back things severely, because I'm calling it now, at the rate this is going, Synchron is eventually going to get a junk speeder skill that's similar to the likes of Borreload Link and Sacred Beast Beckoning, I believe the name of it is, from Ubel, to where it's just going to turn into the skill plays the game for you more than the actual cards do. And that's what worries me. You know what I mean? We're just in that position where it's gonna happen, I can see it happening, and I'm not exactly a fan of the current design of skills in this format. Hopefully they actually do start dialing this stuff back. If they don't, oh man, this is just gonna turn into a situation where it's just not Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. It's big yellow button in the game. But I've said all I really need to say about this. Blue Eyes is definitely fun for me to mess around with whenever I get really, bored. But other than that, I normally try to avoid using it. It's powerful, sure. It's just not my thing, personally. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's all I have to say. So until the next video. Later, guys.